welcome to the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Den.
I'm Dave.
I'm Jimmy again.
This is part 2 of our Melodic Rock Fest extended edition, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row of the same shit. A whole bunch of random clips and interviews and stuff that we took from Melodic Rock Fest with some live views and hot topics and all that sort of stuff. Details are on the screen, so follow us on all of our social media. There is a website on the way too, believe it or not. It is actually finally happening. It's been taken, 5 years? Along with a crowdfunding campaign, which we're working on behind the scenes too, so please get behind us and support that as well. If you hear some twittering in the background, it's because you have an audience here, because we're doing a Thin Lizzy episode later on tonight, which is at the end of the month. Subscribe to us on YouTube and all that sort of shit. Dennis.
Tonight's live clip is for Legions of Steel Festival 2016, which of course and the Hard Rock Show have put on.
Can't wait, mate. How good is it going to be?
Jimmy's doing it in a sumo diaper.
It's going to be so good. Jimmy's going to do it in a sumo diaper if it sells out, so get your ticket. Sunday, June 12th at the Bendigo Hotel in Collingwood. Raffle prizes to be won. Vanishing Point and In Malice's Wake are co-headlining.
Including a membership of the Hard Rock Society is on the prize.
Yeah.
So you can get down here and be a part of this with us.
Vanishing Point and In Malice's Wake are co-headlining. Harlot, Tabara, Envenomed, Asylum, Shadow Realm, Espionage, Sudden State,
Espionage.
Scarlet. I'm not sure what bands I've listed. I can't remember. It's there.
It's a ticket, isn't it?
Yeah, not all of it. It's there. It's $17 pre-sale. And, well, actually, by the time this airs, it might not be. $20 at the door, Legions of Steel. We're going to play a clip from Vanishing Point. They did a show in Japan. The whole thing was filmed, and we don't know what song we're going to pick yet, so we'll just decide in post. Enjoy it.
Tonight's hot topic is about a recent development a couple of weeks ago as this goes to air, and that is that today as we film this, we read an article that said that Bandcamp are in talks with the ARIA charts to get their sales accredited. So that whatever is moved through the Bandcamp site online will be basically the same thing as iTunes, and they'll be counted into the charts. I don't know the ins and outs, it's still all in negotiation, but this is actually a really cool development. Jimmy?
Yeah, hopefully it's all sorted out by now.
I wouldn't go that far.
Or at least...
It'll take some time.
Yeah, at least on its way. I mean, every band should have a Bandcamp to begin with. If you don't, you're pretty stupid, really.
I was confused as to why Lord only got one the other day.
I was confused
Maybe
about
this
that
is why.
too.
Maybe they heard something in the background.
Yeah.
Because they only opened it like yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
As we filmed this.
I mean, you need one because it's one of those platforms where I'm 99% sure that everything you sell, you get all the money.
No.
There's a cut to Bandcamp.
There's one time at Bandcamp I sold some music and didn't get all the money.
But it's a lot lower than...
I was scared where that was going.
Oh no! Is it a lot lower than some of the other streaming platforms?
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You lose less than you do with iTunes.
They recently changed
There
their
you
terms and conditions or some bullshit. It used to be they'd take, I think, some like... Is that Wayne's car? Is that Wayne?
That is one of the most bizarre burnouts we've ever had. Go through Cranbourne.
I reckon it's Wayne.
It's a granny flat burnout.
I think they used to take like 10 cents or something stupid from each sale.
Well, my
But then when they changed it, I think we sold like 5 EPs of the first EP and we didn't make anything because their new thing made they were like taken back from what they didn't take in the first place. I was like, that's fucked. But then I read through it and it made sense.
No.
So, yeah.
But Bandcamp are also moving into the streaming platform as well, which is an interesting development.
Yeah. Well, you could always stream from the site, but...
That's the only thing that would concern me is that, you know, if ARIA start getting their hands on things and all those evil people that are running the industry at the moment get their hands on things, are they going to start putting in costs in place, you know, that it's eventually going to rip the artists off anyway. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, but yeah, whenever, I mean, look, I know ARIA, you know, that's the Australian record industry, but I just think they're all a bunch of absolute fucking losers that don't know what they're doing. And it scares me that they're getting their hands on things because they'll probably fuck it up. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I won't go on anymore.
Probably a good thing. A lot of people just, you know, they don't buy CDs anymore. You'll get everything online. So if sales registered from Bandcamp to accredit, you know, charting, that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read the article, so I can't comment further.
Yeah. I use Bandcamp a lot, so that would be cool. You know, buy the new Espionage EP and see me.
Let's get this prick
him
to
at the
chart.
area.
That'd be interesting.
See me shit-faced on an award show would be great.
Because you don't do that here anyway.
Well, not tonight.
Is that all you're going to
Yeah, I'm
cool.
done.
Well, this could be really quick. I understand the concerns you've got, Jimmy, in that it does add more red tape and there's more to it. But at the same time, I think that anything that promotes more direct artist-to-fan contact or transfer of funds or whatever is a good thing.
It's great, yes.
But also, if it's done right, if a band like Espionage or Massive or Tequila Mockingbird or whoever else we choose to plug any given week, if they can get themselves into a point where their name is being seen next to the ones that are being played on commercial radio because they don't get a fucking look in on that here.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing because at least their name is getting out there and people have this thing where if it charts, it must be good.
Yeah.
And so they will probably be more inclined to go and check it out. And if it's on the Bandcamp platform, they can listen to it, check it out, and if they like it, they're probably more inclined to buy it because you can hear the whole song versus iTunes where you can't. So I think it's a good development if it's done right. There are some potential pitfalls with it, but overall I think this could actually be a really positive development that will actually really help these bands in a way that's not been done before because the entire industry, let's face it, needs a complete revolution on how it's done. Yeah, it needs to be fixed completely. But at the same time, this could be one step in the right direction if it's done right.
I was sort of a potential loophole. What if you make your album like $1 and get everyone to buy it because it's $1, and then would you still like chart and go nuts?
Well, Spotify had a thing where you could get away with having tracks of silence for 30 seconds, and because your band, you just have that spinning over and over again, and it get put up the charts of the most played stuff recently. So that'd be another potential problem for them to look at as well. Maybe you've already closed that loophole, so well done. But anyway, give us your thoughts on the page. Let us know what you think of this development.
We've been joined at the end of the night by Paul Laine. How you going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. So how often do you actually get out to Australia yourself?
Well, this is the second time that I've been here. Originally, the Radio Sun contacted me and sponsored me to come down to a show at the Cherry Bar in 2013.
Yep.
So that was my first introduction, and I did a show in Sydney, and then recently Andrew had contacted me to come back.
Yep.
And there was a lot of people to support me coming down here. So, and I had a blast last time. So I had to come back. I'm going to continue coming back.
Awesome. So you did the acoustic set last night.
Yes.
And you did the full set with the boys from the Radio Sun
Yes.
as your backing band tonight. Was there a preference for you, or were they both just different? Or?
You know what? I had more fun doing the acoustic set last night just because everybody was just so into it. I was struggling a little bit tonight because I have a bit of asthma, and I forgot to bring my puffer from my room, and I was like, I got it here, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, I'll just keep going. But the audience was great and helped me along, and I kind of made my way through.
Yeah. You did a very good show tonight, so thank you for
Thank you.
doing that. And the guys told me that last night the acoustic show was a whole lot of fun. You couldn't stop saying the word fuck, apparently.
I dropped more F-bombs than anybody ever should. So I actually felt bad about it on the drive home. What the hell was that about? Yeah, I know.
So what is it that you love about coming to Australia?
Well, first of all, people here are, particularly for this kind of music, people are giant music. I mean, they love it. Yeah. So when you get to do a show like this, it's very particular. People are right into it, and people hang on every note, and that's always a great thing as a performer. You can play audiences all over the world, and maybe they don't appreciate it as much, or maybe they don't show the love in the way that Australians do. But Australians are full on. If they like you, they like you. Yeah. And that's a great thing as a performer to get that kind of feedback.
You've been doing some work with the Radio Sun for a while now, not just as a band, but you've been writing with them and you're mixing the last record and stuff, and I think you're doing the next one as well.
That's right, yeah.
What's it like to work with this band, but also over the distance, and how does it all work?
Technology's changed everything, right? So in terms of... now we can just open up Skype and be face-to-face. If there's a question I need answered, it's so easy. We just share a Dropbox, download the files and have a conversation about it, like you and I are having a conversation right now. So technology has made it much more, I mean, I love it because it now means that I can work with anybody in the world at any time. It only means scheduling, time zone differences, and Australia is 17 hours ahead from where I am.
Yeah.
So it's a little challenging.
You've had a very long career.
Yes.
With a few bits of ups and downs and stuff
Sure.
in there, but what advice would you give? There were some younger bands here tonight, for example, and if you could impart any sort of advice to either the bands that are younger than you tonight or the ones watching at home on our show, what would you say to them?
Well, first of all, I would just say, always follow your heart when it comes to writing. Always try and better yourself on the next project that you do. Like that, in this business, you can never rest on your laurels, and I think that you always have to remember why you're in it. You know, it's not about the paycheck. It's about the love of music, and it's about becoming a better writer and a better performer. So I think it's always important to never lose focus of why you got into it in the first place. I think the 15-year-old inside of all of us that, rocked out in the garage in the very beginning, that is the kid you have to answer to. And if you can look that kid in the mirror and go, you did a good job, and please don't kick my ass, then you've done the right thing. And I know that sounds really stupid, but at this point in my life, it's still the same thing. If I make a record and I go, I didn't put my full heart into it, which I never do, but if there's a song that I'm working on, I go, this doesn't rock me, it doesn't move me, fucking put it aside and move on to the thing that does.
And to the audience then, that were both here over the last 2 nights, and to those watching now, what would you say to the audience and to the fans of this music?
I would say, well, first of all, thank you for supporting me with the Defiance, with Danger, and all my solo stuff, Dark Horse. There is no me without people buying this and people following it, and so from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
So what is coming up next for you?
Well, I've got, I go back home and I do a bunch of Dark Horse shows. I'm in the middle of the second Dark Horse record. The new Defiance record just came out, and now we're booking shows all fall. That started happening, so I'm going to England to play. I think we're going to Japan to play now. And it's busy, man. It's busy. I'm trying to balance basically 3 careers at once, and let alone the mixing side of things. But I like work. I like to work. I like to just keep going.
So what is the biggest challenge facing the industry at the moment, in your opinion?
Well, I think, look, the paradigm shift is that streaming is taking over, and people have to understand that this is a good thing. I think it's more, kind of the older culture looks at it in a negative way. I think that as soon as people understand that music streaming is like the Netflix of music and buy into it, I think it's going to be a good thing. You can't stop the flood. That's what's happening. And people just need to keep figuring out ways to marry art and commerce in a meaningful way and keep going. I mean, money greases the wheels in the music industry in terms of allows you to keep doing it. We shouldn't really stay focused on, what's right or wrong, or perceived, because technology will ultimately tell us how we need to do things, right? That sounded long-winded.
No, I liked it. That was good. No, thank you for that. Well, you've been, I guess, for me, because there's different types of frontmen or different types of singers or vocalists, people out front of the band. And you were, I described it, and there was a little conversation going amongst a few of us here tonight, that you were the classy one. You were the one that was sort of there's always energy and upbeat, positive vibes and stuff, but where the younger ones were just going off their head and trying to headbang the way through it, you were more focused on just putting on a consummate show, is how it appeared to me. Would that be fair, and is that important to you?
Sure. Well, I mean, and again, the kind of music that I'm doing, it requires a certain kind of singing. Yeah. So you really got to concentrate, and you got to, make sure your breathing is. It's not easy to do that. And yeah, I just want it to be as good, not as close to the record as possible, but I want to leave and be happy and feel like people came to the show and went, man, that sounds, so close to the record. It's terrible when you see a show and people just totally go off the reservation. You know what I mean? And that happens.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. So I just wanted to give people what they wanted to hear and make them happy.
Well, thank you for giving us the time tonight, and thank you for putting on such a good show earlier.
Thank
as
you,
well,
man.
so
Thank you so much for having me here.
No worries.
I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. All right.
Thank you.
This week's clip of the week is another Melbourne band, and I don't think we've had these guys in yet, have we?
No, we
Andrew?
haven't.
No, but we want
And I
to
didn't
get
steal
them
your thunder
in.
this week either.
No, we want to get them in, so we're going to contact them, or if anyone knows them, get them to contact us. That'd be good.
know 'em.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then. Don't worry about it.
It's done already.
Well, they're already in with you then. Excuse me, mate.
You're already
You're moving closer to him.
I'm going out on my own.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah.
Good luck funding it all.
The band, sorry. Have we said the band name yet? No.
No.
Smoke Stack Rhino. Okay,
There's a
Smoke
big
Stack
following
Rhino.
for this band too, so hopefully it please a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's a bloody good song too, and a funny clip as well. It's called Screwdriver Girls. Another Steel Panther type
Yeah.
thing.
We're running with a trend here, aren't we?
Enjoy.
Next is our live reviews, and because Dennis and I were there on the Saturday, we're going to try and talk about that. So, Dennis, do you want to have something to say about this one?
Well, what I
You didn't
found
go the whole night. but you were
no,
there.
what I found interesting was we got there at like 10 minutes before it started.
Yeah, about that. Yep.
Doors were already open, but 10 minutes before the band started. It was already more packed at 2 o'clock on Saturday than it was Friday night, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this is cool." And who was on when we came there?
Tear Gas.
Tear Gas, right? Yeah, I think I sat outside talking to the Vanishing Point guys over a few beers, and I didn't watch them. So
They were good, actually. They were really good. I was impressed by them. We did have an interview with them, so I don't know if it made the cut here, but if it didn't, then it'll be on YouTube.
Excellent.
But that was really good to see them, and they really fit the bill well. And there is talk of them doing a couple of shows here and there in the future, so stay tuned for that.
Yep.
That was really good.
then the radios. No, was it the radio song?
Oh, I'm not going to try and go through every band on that
Yeah.
day because it
I
was
don't know. All
insane,
I know is
but
my
it was, yeah.
highlights for bloody Serpentine Sky and White Widow.
They're great bands.
That
Yeah.
was Serpentine Sky was amazing.
Wow.
They were really good.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw them, and they're one of my favourite local bands, so that was really cool. And meeting them as well. Zach's awesome.
Yeah. Now, we've got a lot of interviews with a few of these bands. We've got Paul Laine and other ones coming up as well. Paul Laine, for me, was a really interesting one because, again, you're not quite sure what to think because his biggest hit was in Canada fucking 2 decades ago. And apart from, the stuff with Danger Danger. But he actually did do Bang Bang.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so you missed it.
Where was I?
You were gone already. You'd left.
Oh, yeah, right.
'Cause you
I
had
went to
some
that other
Bosnian
gig.
gig to go
Went
to.
to a Bosnian gig. Damn, that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, so you missed that one. I knew you'd spin out on that.
Were the crowd familiar with all his stuff?
The melodic, this is one thing I wanted to point out about the melodic rock community because it is actually the most community-based rock sub-scene that there is. Because rock has all these different subgenres and all that sort of stuff, but the melodic rock community is actually a community.
Yeah,
It is.
AOR thing, yeah.
Which is, and they are loyal, they are passionate, they are committed, and they are, I know that we've got some people that follow us, and I know we've got Sonia in the audience tonight who have had trouble going to gigs in the past because of not feeling safe or welcomed at those gigs. I think the melodic rock community, if you are that way inclined, is the perfect place to start.
Definitely.
It is one of the most welcoming and safe environments you can ever go to at a live show.
Cool.
And they do it so well. The musicians are all great.
Yeah, they're all top notch.
And the people are all fantastic. And you can't go wrong if you're on the outside looking. If you want to just dip your toes in, that is the scene to start with because you'll get a bit of everything there too, which is really good.
I was chatting to this guy who flew down from Queensland for both days.
There were
and-
people from Japan.
Yeah, like
Friday.
4 to 6
Yeah.
people
Canada,
flew down from
Japan.
Japan. Guy from Adelaide I met. Some people from New Zealand as well. But the Queensland guy, every third word out of his mouth was AO up.
Yeah.
He was that into it. It was nuts.
Wow.
One of the other things too, all the bands were really good on the night, all of them. But the difference for me was in the international acts, and they really did step it up a notch because I guess it's easier for them because they've been doing it for a lot longer, and also with bigger crowds in mind. So Paul Laine was a standout. His energy and his performance was fantastic. Also had a lot to say, and he's good with banter and all that sort of stuff. But European ones in Heat and Eclipse. Or
Yeah, I saw them cover was it 18 in Life and
Yeah.
Paradise City, and
Yeah.
that was they were wasted.
Yeah. Eric Grunwald was down with, what's the keyboard player's name? Sorry, Jim?
Jonah.
Yeah, the
that's
Jonah,
it.
that's the one.
And they were a
Guitar.
great show. No, he was keyboard on there.
Was he?
Yeah, he was playing
Talented
keys.
man.
Yep.
Shit.
See, they're all multi-instrumentalists
Good
as
on
well.
him.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
they were really good, and the energy from them was fantastic. It was a mix of the Heat stuff and the covers and things like that, which is really cool.
They were great dudes as well.
They were funny as
They
hell.
were hilarious.
But Eclipse were headlining on the Saturday, and the way they have of interacting with a crowd, no matter how big or small, is second to none. And I think a lot of bands, regardless of their choice of genre, could learn a lot from watching these bands and how they perform live and how to
Yeah.
get the crowd into the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
They really did step it up in a big way. So that was a big standout. There was the community aspect of it all, and the way the European bands were able to interact with the audience and really get everyone in the room on the same page at the same time, which is not easy to do, especially in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if you were there for this one, then give us your thoughts on the page. We'll move along.
Wait, I'd like to give
Oh.
a shout out to the legend who kept buying me
Oh,
so
yeah.
much brew.
That was funny.
Every time I walked into the front bar, he'd buy me like 3 drinks at a time. Legend, you got me drunk. Awesome.
Over to you.
We've been joined by Erik from Eclipse. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. We just had a nice little conversation about that before we started rolling.
Yeah.
Now, you've just finished off. It's your first time in Australia playing?
Yes, first time ever here.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic to have the opportunity to be here. It's a
How do
beautiful
you-
country.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I've only been here for a couple of days, but it's
Yeah.
I love everything I've seen so far. Honestly,
Wonderful.
really good.
So, what's it like for you now that you've come here, you've seen the country, and then you've done your set with an awesome response, and then and now how are you feeling after it all?
It's really amazing. You know, when you're a kid, when you start making music, you never think about that music can take you places. You know, you make music just because you love music, and just having the opportunity. This is literally the other side of the world, and just it's amazingly far away from home, and that people are here singing along to the songs and it's having a good time with us. It's fucking unbelievable, to be honest. Yeah, it is.
Awesome. So, one of the things I noticed about your show tonight is that you're very big on engaging the audience and making the live show a genuine experience, getting everyone to clap their hands and everyone to be
sure.
really involved. How important is that to you guys when you're up there on stage?
You know, playing live is not about playing. You know, you have to play well, and it's got to sound good. But that is only this 50% of it. The other 50% is it's this visual thing. You watch a show and you want to be entertained. And I think too many bands, not too many, you know, all the great bands, they have good shows, and that's what you want to see. And when you go and see a Whitesnake show, it's a great fucking show. And you just watch it and you just smile and enjoy watching it. And maybe it's not singing perfect, but who cares? It's a great show, and we kind of have the same. It's got to be like in Sweden or in Europe we have this after ski thing. It's about after you go skiing in the Alps or something, you go have a beer and you have it's a party band that's kind of entertaining the audience now, and we always think like a after ski entertainment band kind of, because it's about engaging people and have a good time, and it obviously worked. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
You made some comments about your first 2 albums tonight when you're up on the stage, and then you got to your third album and how you start to feel like this is the first Eclipse.
Yeah, the
record.
first 2 albums, the name is the same.
Yeah.
We hate everything. There are potential. You can hear that, you know, we are okay musicians, and you know we perform it pretty well, but the songs are not there. It's really low budget demo stuff that was released. We still got the same logo and everything. We kept on to that, but we could have just as well changed the name totally. Yeah.
So how important is it, because you made some comments about writing for yourself? It's not writing for other people, not paying attention to other people and what they think so much. It's about writing for yourself, and other people like it, then it's a bonus. But how important is that to you now?
It's the only thing that matters. You know, you got to be true to yourself and do the music that you love, and because people will hear if it's a fake, they will hear it, and you know you hear it all the time. You hear it on radio. Maybe it's a hit, but you still hear it. It's a manufactured. It's like McDonald's music. It might be a hit and you might stick in your head, but it's nothing that sticks in your heart. And that's we try to make music that we really enjoy. We do the albums we want to hear ourselves. Yeah. So we don't really care at all if it's a hit or if people we like it. It's honestly, it's a bonus. And you can't write for others. You can only do it for yourself.
We have a lot of our bands, I don't know how much you're aware of this, but a lot of bands from Melbourne in particular and Australia are going overseas to Europe and tour and all that sort of stuff. And I guess what would be one thing would be, what sort of advice would you give to bands from Australia coming to Europe to play a show? And then other side of that is, I guess, what's it like on the flip side for bands to come from Europe to Australia?
I don't think the difference is that big. People go to shows, and if you have great songs, then you will have people will listen. I think that is the only thing that matters. Have great songs. If you have bad songs, people don't care. If you have great songs, people will listen, and that's the only thing. And I don't think that Australian music is that much different to, it's the same music all over the world now. The girls still listen to Justin Bieber here as well. It's the same fucking thing. So, but the thing is, the hard rock scene is better in Europe, and if you go to US, the scene is almost gone, and I think Europe is still a stronghold for hard rock and metal. It's not massive, but it's still big enough to tour, and there's so many people living in a kind of a small area, so you can play a lot of cities.
So, I guess being here, having had the chance to come here and finally play to Australia, you were saying it's been on your list and you want to play to Australia, and now you've done that. What would you like to say to the audience that came out tonight and to those watching at home?
Yeah, thank you for letting us being here. Without the people listening, people buying the albums, we would be nothing. We would have songs that we liked ourselves and nothing more. But because of these people who actually come to shows, support the band, they make us who we are. They are the reason we're here. It's a privilege. Honestly, it's a privilege.
So then, what is coming up over the next year or however long for you and the band?
Yeah, we're gonna write a new album, and it's gonna be out in February next year. So I think we're gonna. So this year is kind of a quiet year for us. We do shows. We're gonna open up for Scorpions. We're gonna do some big festivals over in Europe, and we're gonna play America. We're gonna play in Japan as well this year. So it's gonna be, but it's not a massive gigging year. It's gonna be focusing on writing new material and recording stuff. So I think next 2017 is gonna be the year when we tour a lot. We toured a lot last year. We played kind of every city, not every city, but every country in Europe. Yeah, so it was a long tour. We did 2 pretty massive tours.
Any chance you come back to Australia next year?
I would love to. Yeah, I would love it. I couldn't leave her. I love everything about it.
Well, thank you very much for putting on a good show and for giving us the time tonight to have a chat with you. Really appreciate it.
So. Thank you so much.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, man.
It's the end of a very, very long, I guess, 48 hours for you and the rest.
Yeah, and the rest.
We're here with Andrew McNeice, who has put together Melodic Rock Fest and runs melodicrock.com. How are you?
Oh, I couldn't be happier with what happened here tonight. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm knackered. I'm totally knackered. Can hardly hear a thing. But what a great weekend and what a great crowd. And every single band brought their A game. There wasn't anyone that sort of had a bad night or an issue with anything.
Yeah.
Everybody delivered. It's great.
So what was, I guess, the biggest challenge in putting this lineup together for you?
Well, I guess the lineup was pretty easy because everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to do this more often. Everybody wants the chance to play. The logistics of it, is in just trying to make things affordable so we can get the bands out here. And publicity, getting word out there. I sent press releases to 30, 40 different news outlets in Australia, and I think 3 ran it. This is not counting guys like yourself, which are independent and part of the scene already and happy to plug this as you have done, and I appreciate it.
No, that's all right.
But the mainstream, just getting word out there, that was probably the most challenging thing.
So it's been a bit of an ongoing battle now, that side of things, with the media attention and how to get it, or to get any attention at all outside of the independents.
Yeah.
What do you think, because you've been doing this for a long time now, is the biggest challenge facing this genre, but also the music in general?
Well, I mean, music in general has got so many different things to compete with now. There's 100 different things to do without even leaving your lounge room. So it's really hard to get people to commit to coming out and seeing a show. This genre in particular, I think it's just got the most amazing loyal fans. It's just getting name recognition by some of these smaller guys, and people realising that they're every bit as good as some of the bands back in the day, and they're carrying the flame, and we've got to try and support them.
Will you be doing this again, or is this...
Oh, man. I've gone from absolutely not. I just wanted to do this and close the book on doing live events because it's so much work. And now I'm maybe.
Okay, cool.
Because the reaction in the room and from the artists and the fans here, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Makes it all worthwhile. So maybe.
You've done a hell of a job for a very long time now.
Thank you.
With everything you've done over the years. Is there anything you'd like to say to the wider public or the people that came out tonight, just now that you've got the platform to do so?
Oh, look, anybody who's sitting back and is interested enough to be watching this interview, thank you. It doesn't matter what bands you like or who you follow, who your favourites are. It's the passion of these guys and the folks watching this that keep everybody going, and the bands as well. They just can't believe the passion in the room tonight, and I love it. So, no, thank you to everybody that supports the music and recognises real musicians playing real instruments.
Yeah, it's important.
What a concept. Great music. The craft and the art of music is not dead, but it just still needs everybody to do what they can to support it and try and buy some product.
So, aside from having a little bit of a break, I imagine, after the lead up to this event, what is coming up next for you and melodicrock.com?
Look, I've got. I'm joining with another festival in the Midwest of the USA in October, Rock and Skull Fest. Yep. I'm doing that because basically Justin over there is doing most of the work, and I'm just promoting and bringing some of the bands in, which is the easy part. And for me, just to rest and try and catch up with a lot of work that I've been missing out on, and try and review some more stuff so people know there's some more music out there.
Well, you deserve a lot of credit for what you put together and for the work you've done so far. So
thank you. It's 20 years online this year for melodicrock.com. I can't believe I can't believe that. It feels like half a dozen, so yeah. It's great.
Well, thank you for everything you have been doing. And
thank you.
Good luck with everything in the future as well.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's it for this week. We're back again with a more regular format episode next week. This is us getting the buffer. And then the week after that is Thin Lizzy. Get ready for that. That's going to be another 2-hour special episode, hopefully. Time to wrap it up. Our details are up on the screen as always. We have THRS Radio, YouTube, fucking whatever. Follow us on social media and stay up to date with us. But now it's time for...
The bin. This week, I'm putting in the bin the poor old Montague Street Bridge. I think that the Montague Street Bridge would want to put every single bloody truck that goes near it in the bin. So on behalf of the Montague Street Bridge,
You've
all
gone from
the idiot
binning the
truck
bridge to binning
drivers-
something on behalf of the bridge in about 30 seconds flat. You should be a politician.
Yeah, the idiot drivers out there. I mean, come on. Look, they've put a gantry up now. Which
It's not going to help. They're going to hit the gantry
I
instead.
bet you the gantry gets smashed to smithereenies, man. No doubt about it. So, what am I doing again? The
On behalf
Truck
of the
drivers that are hitting the Montague Street Bridge. There you go.
Yeah, in the bin.
Completely forgot what I was going to put in, so I'm just going to put in leaking roofs.
I'm going to put in Dave's hoodie.
Yeah, no fucking pockets.
No fucking pockets. I was this close to buying this awesome maiden hoodie. I put it on. It was awesome. No fucking pockets. Threw it in the bin.
That's
In the bin.
Drop your fucking keys every time you try and put it in.
just so some pockets on there, man.
Could be holding your game of hide and seek.
With Eddie.
What's his name? Immigration Minister fucking Dutton. Is that his surname? Dutton?
Who knows?
Whatever, he's a fuckwit. Okay? Seriously, buddy, can you even count a potato? Because if people can't read or write or speak in the fucking language, yet they're taking our fucking jobs,
No, the problem is
what
he
kind
can-
of stupid are you?
The problem is he can only count the potato.
You've Trump Turnbull, my friend, okay? You are a dead set dropkick. How do you contradict yourself so remarkably in one statement is beyond me. And then for the Prime Minister of this country to say he's an outstanding immigration minister, go and get fucked. Really. In the bin. Oh. Anyway, before I go on for hours, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
I'll settle down. Thank you all so much for watching. Same time again next week. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dennis.
Still Dave.
And still Jimmy.
Thank you all for watching until next week.
Legions of Steel is tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Drink up.
Go to Legions of Steel. Seriously, get there.
See him in
Rock
a sumo
on.
diaper.
No.
Down out. Down out.
It looks like the bins. You want to bring the bin back to Jimmy?
Yeah, we better do that because Jimmy will have a freak out.
Where's my bin?
Where's my bin? My fucking bin, mate.
All right.
Why? So we can bang more than just drum skins.
He's good at pounding. That was bad. Let's go.
Apologies to the females in the room. If you take offence, you probably shouldn't be watching this show.
Yeah, Jimmy.
So,
What are we doing for Hot Topic?
I'm done.
so hot topic would be shut the fuck up. The hot topic. Bye.
How will Jimmy open his beer now?
I have keys.
Fuck.
So,
Yippee-ki-yay.
Motherfucker.
I'm just making bloopers.
you are a permanent fucking blooper. You
That's
are.
right.
The hot topic was the
Come dressed as Dr. Roxo. It'd be fucking great.
Ready?
Clip it a week.
clip of the week, Jimmy.
What was your next one?
Smoke Stack Rhino.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Screwdriver Girls.
That was still Panther's song.
Yep.
3,
Gave Phillips head.
1, go. This week's clip of the week is another Melbourne band.
Trend here, aren't we?
Enjoy.
Fuck happened.
This is what happens every week.
That's how it goes normally, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's you and I with our live reviews.
Mm-hmm. 3 drinks at a time. Legend, you got me drunk. Awesome.
Over to you.
Don't know who that guy is. Don't know his name.
if I'm buying Dennis drinks at the bar, tell
Call
us.
him. Call him now.
Call us on 1-800 Dennis got fucked up.
We're a 1-300 number, dickhead.
I don't give a fuck.
1-300 wasted.
And now for something completely different. Because Jimmy couldn't be there on the night, we did pick up something for him.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we
Did
did
ya?
too. I forgot about
did
that.
ya? What'd you get me?
An Eclipse t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay? There is one
Awesome.
catch to this, though, unfortunately.
Ah.
No, you don't have to do anything, so don't stress. I wouldn't get it anyway on past the editors on the network. But but they only had a certain select range of sizes. So
That's an extra large.
Try times 2.
Extra large times 2. You
Yes.
beauty.
So it can be
A
on
night-
new
a
90.
A night shirt.
You can get that can go with your booties.
Thank you very much.
So there you go. There's a little
Mighty
thing for Jimmy
Eclipse.
because he couldn't be there on the night.
Thanks very much, fellas. That's very nice of you. Thank you.